Ladies and gentlemen, there is a truth that governs the universe, and it is this: the greatest among us are not those who take, but those who give. We live in a world where people chase wealth, power, and recognition, yet overlook the simplest and most powerful force available to them: kindness. Kindness costs nothing, yet its impact is priceless. It does not deplete your resources, but rather multiplies them. When you choose to be kind, you invest in something greater than yourself. The words you speak, the actions you take, and the way you treat others determine the legacy you leave behind. A kind word can restore hope. A small act of compassion can heal a wounded heart. A moment of understanding can change the course of someone's destiny. And here's the truth: when you lift others, kindness is not weakness. It is strength under control. It is the ability to love when hatred is easier, to forgive when revenge is expected, and to serve when selfishness is popular. The true measure of a leader, a teacher, a parent, or a friend is not in their achievements, but in their ability to touch lives with kindness. We must remember that kindness is not only for those who deserve it. True kindness is given without expectation, without judgment, and without conditions. A society that embraces kindness becomes unshakable. A nation that values kindness rises in strength. A generation that practices kindness shapes a future filled with hope. So, my friends, as you go forward in life, let kindness be your legacy. Let it be the language you speak and the path you walk, not because you are required to, but because you understand this eternal. Leadership is not about titles, positions, or authority. It is about influence, impact, and service. True leadership is not measured by how many people obey you, but by how many people are empowered by your presence. The foundation of great leadership is servanthood, and at the core of servanthood is kindness. A leader who lacks kindness may control others for a moment, but a leader who leads with kindness will inspire generations. Kindness in leadership is not a sign of weakness. It is a demonstration of strength. It takes strength to remain compassionate when others are difficult, to choose understanding over retaliation, and to uplift others when personal gain is more tempting. The greatest leaders in history were not those who ruled with an iron fist, but those who extended a helping hand. They understood that people do not follow titles, they follow character. A leader's character is best revealed in how they treat those who can do nothing for them. When a leader embodies kindness, they create an environment where people feel valued, heard, and respected. This fosters trust, loyalty, and a sense of purpose. A kind leader does not dominate with fear, but influences with love. People are drawn to those who make them feel important, and kindness is the key to unlocking human potential. Employees work harder for a boss who cares. Students excel under a teacher who encourages. And communities thrive under leaders who prioritize the well-being of their people. Kindness in leadership extends beyond mere words. It is demonstrated through actions. A kind leader listens before speaking, understands before judging, and helps before being asked. They recognize that authority is not for self-promotion, but for the elevation of others. When leaders operate with kindness, they inspire those around them to do the same, creating a ripple effect that transforms families, workplaces, and entire societies. History has shown that leaders who lack kindness often find themselves isolated, feared, and eventually forgotten. Their influence fades the moment their power is taken away. However, those who lead with kindness leave an indelible mark on the hearts of people. They are remembered not for their wealth or status, but for their compassion and the lives they touched. True leadership is not about how high you rise, but about how many you lift along the way. A kind leader understands that every person they encounter has struggles, dreams, and fears. They treat others not based on their position, but on their humanity. They speak words that build rather than break, correct with love rather than condemnation, and lead with humility rather than pride. When a leader exhibits kindness, they create a culture of mutual respect and unity, where everyone feels empowered to contribute their best. One of the greatest gifts a leader can give is the gift of belief. A single kind word can inspire someone to pursue their dreams. A single act of encouragement can turn failure into perseverance. When a leader acknowledges the efforts of others, offers support in difficult times, and expresses gratitude for the smallest contributions, they create an atmosphere where people are willing to give their best. Kindness, therefore, is not just an ethical choice. It is a strategy for success. Many leaders seek to be feared, believing that fear produces obedience. However, fear only produces temporary compliance, while kindness produces lasting loyalty. People may obey out of fear, but they follow out of love. The greatest power a leader can possess is not control over people, but influence in their hearts. A kind leader does not demand respect, they earn it. They do not command people to follow, they inspire them to walk alongside. In every sphere of life, whether in business, education, government, or family, kindness remains the most powerful leadership tool. It is the bridge that connects people, the glue that holds teams together, and the light that guides others toward their best selves. Those who lead with kindness do not just build organizations, they build legacies. Their influence does not fade with time because it is rooted in something eternal, the power of a kind heart. To lead with kindness is to understand that leadership is not about being served, but about serving. It is to recognize that true greatness is not in what you achieve for yourself, but in what you help others achieve. A leader who operates with kindness does not just lead a team. They cultivate a family. They do not just reach goals, they inspire dreams. And they do not just change policies, they change lives. A world where leaders embrace kindness is a world where people thrive, where businesses flourish, and where communities grow stronger. Leadership without kindness is tyranny, but leadership infused with kindness is transformational. The choice is clear. If you desire to lead, begin with kindness, for it is the one quality that costs nothing, yet means everything. In a world driven by transactions and personal gain, many people hesitate to show kindness because they view it as an expense rather than an investment. They assume that to be kind means to give something away without receiving anything in return. However, the truth is quite the opposite. Kindness is one of the most powerful investments a person can make. It costs nothing, yet the rewards it yields are immeasurable. Kindness is like planting a seed. Though it may seem small at first, over time it grows into something far greater than what was initially given. When you show kindness, you are not losing something. You are sowing into relationships, opportunities, and personal growth. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the potential to return to you in ways you may not expect. A kind word spoken today may open doors for you in the future. A helping hand extended to someone in need may one day be the reason someone reaches out to lift you up. What you give in kindness is never truly lost. It is simply invested in a way that will bear fruit in its own time. Kindness builds bridges where walls once stood In business, those who operate with kindness foster loyalty and trust among clients, employees, and partners. A company that values kindness in its culture experiences greater employee satisfaction, stronger teamwork, and better customer relationships. People remember how they were treated, and kindness ensures that those memories are positive. When a leader treats their employees with respect and understanding, they create an environment where people feel valued and motivated to give their best. This, in turn, leads to greater productivity and long-term success. Number 6, attract your queens. The same principle applies in personal relationships. Acts of kindness strengthen bonds, deepen trust, and create meaningful connections. A person who consistently shows kindness will always be surrounded by people who appreciate and support them. On the other hand, those who neglect kindness may find themselves alone when they need others the most. The relationships we build through kindness become our greatest source of joy, strength, and fulfillment in life. One of the greatest aspects of kindness as an investment is that it often multiplies. A single act of kindness can set off a chain reaction, inspiring others to pay it forward. A simple smile, a word of encouragement, or a helping hand can brighten someone's day and prompt them to do the same for another person. This ripple effect creates a cycle of goodwill that spreads far beyond what we can see. In this way, kindness does not only benefit the giver and the receiver, but also the world around them. Some people hesitate to be kind because they fear being taken advantage of. They believe that kindness makes them vulnerable to those who might exploit their generosity. While it is true that not everyone will appreciate or reciprocate kindness, they should not deter anyone from being kind. True kindness is not about seeking immediate rewards or ensuring fairness. It is about choosing to act with integrity, regardless of how others respond. The rewards of kindness do not always come from the people to whom we extend it. Sometimes they return to us from unexpected places and at unexpected times. Kindness is not just about how we treat others. It also transforms us from within. When we practice kindness, we cultivate qualities such as patience, empathy, and gratitude. These qualities make us better individuals, helping us navigate life's challenges with wisdom and grace. Kindness reduces stress, improves mental well-being, and increases overall happiness. It creates a sense of fulfillment that no material possession can provide. A person who embraces kindness as a way of life will always find themselves rich. Not necessarily in money, but in peace, joy, and meaningful relationships. In times of hardship, kindness becomes even more valuable. A world facing crisis does not need more greed, selfishness, or division. It needs compassion, understanding, and generosity. Those who practice kindness during difficult times often find that they are never truly alone. The kindness they have invested in others comes back to them in their moments of need. People remember those who stood by them, who encouraged them, and who supported them when they had nothing to offer in return. History is filled with stories of individuals who changed the world through simple acts of kindness. Great leaders, influential figures, and everyday heroes have left lasting legacies, not because of their wealth or status, but because of their ability to show kindness in ways that mattered. They understood that kindness is not a transaction. It is a principle of life that brings growth, healing, and transformation. Every day presents an opportunity to invest in kindness, whether it is through our words, our actions, or our attitudes. We have the power to leave a lasting impact on those around us. While money can be spent and possessions can be lost, the kindness we show continues to grow, shaping lives and opening doors long after we have moved on. When we choose kindness, we are not just giving, we are planting seeds of greatness that will flourish in ways we may never fully see. The choices we make in life determine the kind of people we become. Among all the choices we have, kindness stands as one of the most defining factors in shaping our character and ultimately our destiny. Kindness is not just an action, it is a reflection of who we are. It reveals the depth of our character, the strength of our integrity, and the quality of our values. A person who walks in kindness does not simply exist, they live with purpose, impact, and influence. Character is built not in moments of comfort, but in how we respond to the world around us, especially in difficult situations. When we choose kindness in the face of adversity, we demonstrate self-control, wisdom, and resilience. It is easy to be kind when life is favorable, but the real test of character comes when kindness requires patience, sacrifice, or humility. Those who consistently choose kindness, even when it is inconvenient or unnoticed, develop an inner strength that sets them apart. They become people of integrity, whose actions are guided not by circumstances, but by deep-rooted principles. Kindness also determines the relationships we build. People are naturally drawn to those who treat them with warmth, respect, and care. A person who is kind attracts friendships, earns trust, and gains the respect of those around them. On the other hand, a person who is selfish, harsh, or indifferent may find themselves surrounded by people, yet still feel isolated. Our interactions with others shape the network of support, influence, and opportunities that we receive throughout our lives. When we treat people well, we cultivate relationships that not only enrich our personal growth, but also open doors to greater possibilities. The impact of kindness extends beyond the present moment. A kind deed, no matter how small, can create lasting ripples in the lives of others. A word of encouragement spoken today can inspire someone to chase their dreams. A simple act of generosity can restore hope to a person who is struggling. Many successful individuals trace their journeys back to moments when someone showed them kindness, believed in them, or gave them an opportunity. In this way, kindness becomes a force that not only shapes our own destiny, but also influences the destinies of others. Kindness cultivates a mindset of gratitude and abundance. People who practice kindness regularly begin to see life through a lens of generosity rather than scarcity. Instead of holding on to what they have with fear, they give freely, knowing that true wealth is not in what we keep, but in what we share. This mindset shift leads to greater fulfillment and success, as people who live with kindness and gratitude tend to experience deeper happiness, stronger relationships, and more opportunities. In professional settings, kindness is often the distinguishing factor between an average leader and a great one. A leader who treats their team with kindness fosters loyalty, motivation, and productivity. Employees who feel valued and appreciated perform better, communicate more openly, and contribute to a positive work culture. Kindness in leadership does not mean avoiding tough decisions, but rather making them with empathy and fairness. The most respected leaders are those who balance strength with compassion, authority with understanding, and success with service. Kindness is also a powerful tool in overcoming conflict. In any human interaction, disagreements and misunderstandings are inevitable. However, a person who responds with kindness instead of hostility diffuses tension and creates an environment where problems can be resolved peacefully. Instead of fueling division, they build bridges. Instead of escalating arguments, they seek solutions. Over time, this approach to life shapes them into a person who is respected, admired, and trusted in both personal and professional circles. The habits we cultivate shape the trajectory of our lives, and kindness is one of the most rewarding habits to develop. It influences the way we think, the way we interact, and the way we respond to challenges. A person who practices kindness consistently develops a reputation that precedes them. Others begin to recognize them as reliable, compassionate, and wise. Opportunities find them not because they chase them, but because kindness has made them the kind of person that people want to work with, support, and uplift. While talent and intelligence can open doors, it is kindness that determines whether those doors remain open. The world is filled with people who are highly skilled but struggle in their careers because they lack the ability to work well with others. On the other hand, those who combine skill with kindness often rise to the top, not because they demand success, but because people are eager to see them succeed. At its core, kindness is a choice. It is a decision to act in ways that uplift, encourage, and support others. Each day presents countless opportunities to choose kindness, to speak with gentleness, to offer a helping hand, to listen with patience, and to give without expecting anything in return. These daily choices, though seemingly small, shape who we become over time. They mold our character, define our legacy, and ultimately determine the impact we leave on the world. Those who make kindness a way of life do not just exist, they thrive. They build lives filled with meaning, relationships built on trust, and legacies that outlive them. Their names are remembered not because of what they owned, but because of how they made others feel. Kindness is not just a virtue. It is a foundation upon which a fulfilling and successful life is built. A society is not measured by its wealth, power, or technological advancements, but by how its people treat one another. The strength of any nation, community, or organization lies in the way kindness is practiced among its people. Kindness is not just an individual virtue. It is a collective force that shapes cultures, fosters unity, and builds lasting progress. When kindness becomes a fundamental part of a society, it transforms not only relationships, but also the very fabric of how people live, work, and interact with one another. At its core, kindness is the foundation of a healthy, thriving society. When people choose to be kind, they create an environment of trust, safety, and mutual respect. In communities where kindness is embraced, crime rates are lower, cooperation is stronger, and people feel a greater sense of belonging. When individuals look out for one another, support their neighbors, and uplift those who are struggling, the entire society benefits. A single act of kindness can set off a chain reaction, inspiring others to do the same, ultimately creating a culture where generosity and compassion become the norm rather than the exception. Kindness plays a critical role in bridging the divides that often exist in societies. Whether those divides are based on race, religion, political beliefs, or economic differences, kindness has the power to break down walls and build bridges. In a world where disagreements and conflicts are inevitable, kindness offers a path to understanding and reconciliation. When people choose to engage with one another through kindness rather than hostility, they create opportunities for dialogue, peace, and cooperation. A society that prioritizes kindness does not allow differences to become barriers. Instead, it uses kindness as a tool to create unity amidst diversity. The workplace is one of the best examples of how kindness shapes society. In companies and organizations where kindness is encouraged, employees feel valued, respected, and motivated. A workplace that fosters kindness experiences higher productivity, better teamwork, and greater employee satisfaction. On the other hand, workplaces that lack kindness often struggle with toxic cultures, high turnover rates, and poor performance. When leaders and colleagues treat one another with kindness, they create an atmosphere where people are inspired to give their best and support one another, leading to long-term success and growth. Education is another sphere where kindness has a profound impact. Schools that emphasize kindness create students who are not only academically capable, but also emotionally intelligent and socially responsible. When teachers model kindness, students learn to treat their peers with respect and compassion. Acts of kindness in schools, whether through peer support programs, anti-bullying initiatives, or community service, help build character in young people and prepare them to contribute positively to society. An education system that prioritizes kindness does more than just create professionals. It shapes good human beings who will one day lead and serve their communities. Healthcare is another sector where kindness has a direct and visible impact on society. Studies have shown that patients recover faster and respond better to treatment when they are cared for with kindness and empathy. Doctors, nurses, and caregivers who show kindness in their work contribute to a healthcare system that does not just treat diseases, but also heals people holistically. A healthcare system driven by kindness ensures that people receive not only medical care, but also emotional support, reducing anxiety, fear, and suffering. When kindness is at the heart of healthcare, the entire system becomes more effective and humane. Public service and governance also benefit greatly from kindness. Leaders who serve with kindness and a genuine concern for their people create policies that uplift society rather than divide it. A government that operates with kindness ensures that its laws and systems prioritize the well-being of its citizens, particularly the most vulnerable. History has shown that the greatest leaders were not those who ruled with fear and oppression, but those who led with kindness, justice, and humility. When kindness is embedded in governance, it leads to nations that are not only powerful, but also prosperous and harmonious. Kindness also plays a crucial role in shaping how societies respond to crises. Whether it is a natural disaster, an economic downturn, or a global pandemic, communities that prioritize kindness are the ones that recover the fastest. In times of crisis, it is not wealth or status that sustains people. It is the kindness of others. When individuals come together to support one another, to share resilience, and to extend a helping hand, they build resilience and hope. Societies that practice kindness in difficult times emerge stronger, more united, and more prepared for future challenges. The media and entertainment industries also have a responsibility in shaping society through kindness. The messages portrayed in films, television, news, and social media influence how people think and behave. When media promotes kindness, empathy, and positive social values, it contributes to a society that embraces these principles. However, when media spreads negativity, division, and hostility, it erodes the spirit of kindness within communities. It is essential that kindness becomes a central theme in storytelling, journalism, and digital content, so that it continues to inspire and shape future generations. One of the most powerful aspects of kindness in society is that it multiplies. When people witness acts of kindness, they are more likely to perform acts of kindness themselves. Studies have shown that kindness is contagious. When one person shows kindness, it inspires others to do the same. This ripple effect has the power to transform entire communities, making kindness not just an individual practice, but a collective movement. The progress of a society is not just measured by its economic success or technological advancements, but by the kindness of its people. A society that values kindness is a society that thrives. It is a society where people feel safe, supported, and empowered to live fulfilling lives. When kindness becomes the foundation of a nation, it creates an environment where justice, peace, and prosperity can flourish. Those who choose to live with kindness do not just improve their own lives, they contribute to the betterment of the world around them